Alright, we are live, and I am not late today, which is a rarity. Anyway, today we'll be doing Pokemon Moon with Kyogre. You may be wondering, why am I playing arguably one of the most broken Pokemon? Well, this is a member-requested run by John Calibro. I don't see him in chat right now, but I'm sure he'll join in. Yeah, he was suggesting I do this run because he played it and said it's one of the best Pokemon he's ever played in this game. I believe for a fact this will get first place. And it's not even close either because here's the deal. If we take a quick look at the leaderboard here, Solgaleo is our current first place with a time of 2 hours and 15 minutes. However though, I still think Kyogre has some disadvantages to it. For example, that ability Drizzle is going to have to play that whole text animation every single battle. So that's going to cost some time. And Solgaleo basically had all the coverage it needed. Oh, hey, John. See, told you he'd show up. But yeah, I do think this will easily be top 3, but the question is, will it beat Solgaleo's time? That I am not sure of. But we'll find out. Anyway, our starting moveset's going to be Ancient Power, Water Pulse, and Scary Face. We're effectively going to be spamming Water Pulse because here's the deal. Water Pulse is 60 power, and if we give it the same type attack bonus, that's a power of 90, and if we give it another 50% boost because of the rain, every Water Pulse on neutral targets will be 135 effective power. Even if we do 135 power on a resisted opponent, that's an effective power of 67 rounded down. So, essentially, on resisted targets, this will do more damage than something like Ancient Power. Ancient Power would only be better if Scald is resisted, but the opponent is weak to Rock. That's essentially it. I have never ran Deoxys, no. I've only ever played Deoxys and Emerald. Ancient Power is useful until the Electric Totem fight. You did keep it for Mimikyu. You know, John, what my plan was for the Mimikyu? We were actually going to use either Rock Tomb or Bulldoze, one of those two moves. We were actually going to use it on the Mimikyu turn 1 to lower its speed and break the disguise, and then we can one-shot it with Scald. Yeah, Deoxys is possible. Oh yeah, wait. Solgaleo had the 3 Walks of Shame. Oh, yeah, I remember it had something bad that happened to it. Alright, looks like N1 did a calculation. Plus 2 Calm Mind, level 48, Kyogre, Ice Beam versus Gastrodon, guaranteed 2-hit. Okay. So yeah, we'll hold on to Scald, Ice Beam. We're not going to get Thunder until Pawnee Island. Where's Thunderbolt? Is Thunderbolt in the postgame? I think so. But either way, Thunder will be better. But basically, until we get to Pawnee Island, we're just going to have to deal with Ice Beam and Scald. But as I've mentioned, it's just going to be so powerful even with the rain. But so basically, Water Pulse is 67 power on resisted targets in the rain. So let's do the same thing with Scald. Scald with Stab is 120. With the rain is 180. So Scald on resisted targets is 90 power, which is better than a regular neutral Scald on like something else. So, unless the opponent has something like Storm Drain, we're just going to have to spam Scald all the way. We'll definitely want to get a PP Max. 108 with the Mystic Water. True. Forgot about that. But I don't think there's any other teams we'll need besides Ice Beam by level up, Scald, and also I saw a suggestion for teaching Origin Pulse for Lusamine. And my question is, why? What does Origin Pulse have going against the Clefable? Expert Belt for the Elite Four and the Shell Bell. Yeah, Shell Bell, Expert Belt. Honestly, this is one of those runs where I don't think we'll need to do any routing. It's just going to be that good. Well, you know what? I do want to take a look at Lucamine, though. Specifically Lucamine, because I've been seeing N1 say that we need Origin Pulse for Lucamine, but I want to know why. Alright, so if we assume we're level 50, it's great odds to break the Clefable after Calm Mind. Well, let's just take a look. I'm literally looking through the chat. No, it's literally N1 that said that. Unless you're talking about a previous stream. Alright, so if we just assume 100 special attack EVs. So if we're at level 50 with Timid Nature, which is the nature I will be running. Oh wait, this is against Beware. I mean, it's better than Scald, yes, but guaranteed 3 hit versus guaranteed 4 hit. I mean, there is that one problem where, like, even if we set up Calm Minds... Wait, what level do we get Sheer Cold? Never mind, that's too late. You need at least 143 speed. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll probably need to use all our rare candies before her. There we go. That ought to fix it. John, I don't know. Man, I wish we could get Sheer Cold. Too bad Scald Burn doesn't work. It'll stop the Grassmon from killing you. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. So yeah, basically, against Clefable here... Well, the problem is, though, even if we get our special stats to +6, her cosmic powers might get to, like, +3 or something. I think it will cancel out. So yeah, I think we just have to set up enough. But if we get this all the way to +6... Dude, this is interesting. Look at this. +6 special attack versus +6 special defense is 53 to 64. But we get rid of this. Oh no, it's 53 to 64. Never mind, that cancels out. Yeah, it gets Beast Boost. Oh yeah, that one right there. No items. Well, no, I'll equip an item. I'm just doing some quick testing. I'm just seeing why Origin Pulse would be necessary. I see it as being necessary for doing more damage. +2 Hydro Vortex with Origin Pulse versus Clefable in the Rain. Oh, oh no, Rain's up by default. Guaranteed knockout. So I would need to go into the fight with a Watery MZ, get to +2, and then use Z Origin Pulse. Yeah, that is the one problem with Moonblast, but Moonblast is only a 30% chance to lower special attack. Yeah, other than that, I think we're probably ready to go. I think this Pokemon's going to cause pure destruction. And plus, as we're doing this run, We can think like, coming up next we have to do this fight. What should our held item be? I know the last time I did a blind playthrough in Moon it was pretty bad, but at the same time, I decided to do it with a monkey. Yeah, I think Water EMZ is better. I'm going with Water EMZ. That would allow me to only set up 2 Calm Minds than 1 Shotter. Oh, you meant for testing. It's not really going to matter. Let's just get started. I'm going to set a poll. I'm going to put the over-under at 205 to 210. Hidden power. HP, if you get hit, will mean at a point scale does more damage. Oh, okay. Why would we want hidden power poison or hidden power ice? Actually, I remember thinking this. I remember thinking we would want one of those for the grass trial, but from what John told me, Lurantis is a guaranteed 2-shot with Scald. Like, I literally don't need to plan for her. Because John told me he won first try without using hidden power, so I'm going to trust his word on that. With Mystic Water. Okay. I actually don't know how long the animations take for weather in this game, but I guess today's a learning experience. So why don't we go ahead and get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Level 25, Mystic Water, Kyogre, Hydro Vortex. 185 power. I'm assuming you're doing that with Scald. 50% chance to Oko. Well, why do I need the 50% chance to Oko when I can just do a guarantee 2-shot? I'm trusting John on this. $40 to $46 guaranteed 3-hit. John, that wasn't what you told me. You said you 2-shot it. What level? Wait a minute, John. What level were you? Because I forgot about this till now. You allow that... You allow Pokemon refresh, so you were at a higher level. You know what? After seeing those numbers... I'm getting Hidden Power Ice. I completely forgot, John. You're artificially gonna have, like, 2 more levels at this point in the game, and by the end of the game, probably, like, 5 more levels, all because of your 28% experience boost. So it's not gonna really be, like, on course. Okay. I mean, besides, like, Hidden Power is not out of the way at all. What the? Why did OBS move to the other monitor? You probably saw that in the desktop croppings. I think it only lowered... I can look at the IVs. Hold on. It lowers the attack and defense down to 30. It doesn't affect the special stats. Honestly, that's pretty good for us. Okay, take 2. Go. So yeah, Hidden Power Ice, just like in Gen 2, really good for special attackers. So yeah, right now, Water Pulse has an effective power of 67 on things that are resisted. So even if the opponent is resisted, there is no reason to go Ancient Power. Ancient Power is only worth it if the opponent resists water, but is also weak to rock. I don't think such a combo exists, where you resist water, but you're also weak to rock. I guess it'd be like dragon flying types. But that's pretty much it. Hey, Genty. Yep, this is John Calibro's member suggested run. On bug flying types, it would do. I mean, yeah. Yeah, because it's quad weak. Why your owl looks like an okra, aka a killer whale? I mean, what the? Oh. Hey, John, I actually meant to name the Kyogre Johnny, or John Calibro, but didn't go through. I'm sorry, this is a member run. I gotta make sure I have the right name. There we go. Man, I always have, like, multiple false starts. There we go. Let me switch accounts. Oh my god. Fine. Way too many false starts. Dude, why does it keep moving OBS over there? What the French? Oh, my Kyogre's not at 0 friendship, it's at 70, but it's not gonna matter in this run. I'm not teaching return. Let's just get started. Besides, from what I've noticed, even in runs where you start at 0 friendship, you end up getting max friendship when you get return anyway. Monkey levels of length. Yeah, I think from now on, unless I'm playing with an actual good legendary, I'm not going to do pre-planning. Actually, to be fair, if we were playing with Groudon, I would do pre-planning. Kyogre, I would not. Because Kyogre's freaking busted. I mean, from what John has informed to me, Kyogre essentially just needs to buy Carbos, and that's really it. I don't need to like go out of the way to train on Zubats. Groudon's hardest fight was the grass trial due to its ability hurting it. Ouch. Hey, N1, since I know your PC, since you've been listing ranges, what is the minimum level where, with a timid nature and 100 speed EVs, I get 187 speed? What's the minimum level for that? If that's too high of a number, then I'll work on getting some speed EVs. Yeah. Oh, and doubling its speed. Wait, the Lurantis already has double speed when the fight starts. So are you saying it gets to +4 speed? 70s. Okay. Level 70 for the slow group is kind of rough. I would definitely need to gain some more speed EVs than that. What about 120 speed EVs? What does that reduce the level to? 120. Oh, it has an ability that does that too? Dang. No, I like how Lily just walks through the grass with her repels when she can just jump down that ledge. Yeah, John, from what I've seen, 69, nice, which is still too high. Oof. What about 150? 150 is that number where I can get away with just buying all the Carbos I need, but if needed, I might need to go get some EV reducing berries. 156 speed by level 66. Okay. So I think I should put a little bit of focus into it. What would be the best way to do that? We would like 187 speed to outspeed everything in the game. Not everything in the game, but outspeed Lycanroc. Unless you're telling me, John, that in your run, you just allowed yourself to underspeed it. I mean, thinking back on it, what can the Lycanroc even do? I mean, Stone Edge might hurt pretty bad. I mean, I'm still gonna buy the Carbos. I'll try to outspeed it. You might want to outspeed because of Magnezone. True, the Magnezone's going to be a 2-hit no matter what we do. But if we end up getting damage on the Lycanroc, the Magnezone could very well end up killing us. Calm Mind, remember? Okay, that is true with the Calm Mind thing, yeah. But I still think the run would be a lot more consistent if I just put a tiny bit of effort into making sure I outspeed the Lycanroc. But 156 speed EVs is pretty easy. I just gotta buy Carbos, use that one that's behind the Tauros rock. Well, John, there's also that problem where you have to set up 3 Calm Minds on Lycanroc, so the question is, like, how much does it do? Because I know Kyogre's defense is not as great as its special defense. I did not need to do that heal. I was already at full HP. Level 57, alright, Lycanroc Stone Edge versus a level 66, 56 HP v 32 defense Kyogre, 33 to 39%. Okay, so guaranteed 3 hit, but it is also a high crit move, so if we assume no crits, but we underspeed it, we can only set up 1 Calm Mind. Because we can't set up 2 if we underspeed it. Okay, so N1, how much would Magnezone's Thunderbolt do to that specific Kyogre at that level? Question is, could we survive 2 Stone Edges, assuming none of them crit, and 1 Thunderbolt after a Calm Mind? Because if so, we will be able to destroy everything, I think. But I don't know, I still don't trust that. Would you be level 66 or save the candies? What do you mean 66 or save the candies? I plan to use my candies before Lucamine. But if I can get away with it, I would rather, like, save them for the league. Wait a minute. Magnezone's Thunderbolt versus 1 Calm Mind on Kyogre. 30 to 36%. Guaranteed OHKO at 30 HP. So what you're telling me, N1, is we cannot survive 2 Stone Edges and a Thunderbolt. Even with Calm Mind, we literally cannot. So what I'm basically hearing, we need to make sure we outspeed the Lycanroc. I mean, there's always the chance of, oh, just get lucky with a Stone Edge miss, but I'd rather not get resets hoping for a Stone Edge miss. Because I could get it first try, or it could take like 12 tries. You literally don't know this. How's Raichu? Use the berry that reduces Thunderbolt. What berry is that? What's that berry? Wakan berry? I think that's the Wakan berry. Which tree has the Wakan berry? Or at least the berry that does electric damage. What the? Hold on. Controllers are slightly messed up. Do I still have my controller set to Gen 3? Yeah, I do. Okay. I know the time's gonna be a little bit off. What the fuck? Now my left turbo isn't working. Man, I should have made sure my thing was correct. The center north tree? Thank you. Oh, that explains it. What the... Okay, I fixed it. Okay, so the center tree has Wakan berries. Alright. Citrus, Chesto, Orin. Nice. Thanks, Santiago. I think I just told Lima no. Yeah, Chesto berry is nice. I mean, if I need Chesto berries specifically, there's like, I think there's 4 or 5 different trees I can get Chesto berries from. But I don't bother save scumming at the first few trees. Like, unless I know for a fact, like, for the end game, I need specifically 3 Chesto berries, then I might do some save scumming. You know, it's funny, this thing learns Brick Break. What hands is it? I'm assuming it's fins, because those little white things look like it's fingers. We're probably going to one-shot this. Wow, I am actually surprised. On the bright side, this will get me some speed EVs. Instead of 2 from the Raticate, I'll now get 6. Nice. Could the Normalium Z be useful for anything? Probably not, no. Alright guys, Hala's coming up. I will still never forgive the developers for giving all of Hala's Pokemon maximum HP EVs, so all of the Pokemon that start with Dragon Rage will have to 2-shot everything he has. I don't wonder if going up here is better. Oh yeah, going through the way of the trainers is a little risky, but it's definitely faster. Oh, weird. I have a reset. I shouldn't have a reset. Body Slam might be useful versus other water types, but that's about it. I know you guys can't hear me. I was speaking in the other room. I have to purposefully, like, mute my mic with a button here. I mean, Body Slam would be 85 power versus 67 with Water Pulse, but there's also the difference between our special attack and our physical attack. So I think in the end, it might balance itself out. I might just use Body Slam for PowerPoint reasons. Hey, Masters. Alright, let's get Expert. Oh, hold on. Cherry. Gesto. Leppa. Nice. You know, I pretty much should just always consider this guy mandatory. Alright, so I think my held item of choice for now should be Shell Bell. Yeah, Shell Bell. Hey, John, welcome back. Yeah, I'll hold on to Shell Bell until Mystic Water. I will say, though, in the Legend CA DLC, when I had to do the boss fights with Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon was by far more difficult. Like, that thing was brutal to fight. Plus, during the boss fights only, they retain their immunities to fire and water, and I believe they have those like respective type boosts, but it's only during the boss fight. When you actually use them, they don't have either of those things. So Primal Groudon in ZA is the whole definition of, like, when you fight the boss, it's level 100, but when he joins your team, he's at level 5. It's that whole meme. But yeah, personally, I do like, I like both Primal forms, actually. Primal Groudon is just, It's just more nostalgic to me because I played Omega Ruby. Omega Ruby is my first Hoenn game. I literally played the Unova region before ever playing Hoenn. Hoenn was just known as that region that existed, but I never played. It's kind of like how Steve thinks of Gen 5. Nice. Remember to enter a Pokemon Center on the island this time? Oh yeah, isn't that what happened with Solgaleo? I remember. Solgaleo really deserves a re-rank. But I told myself that, okay, Aqua Tail's doing more damage. I did tell myself, though, I'm not going to do re-ranks during 2025, or 2026. Because I want to save re-ranks for when my skills are a lot better. And besides, the main Pokemon that are going to get re-ranks first are the original 7 runs. Because those runs were done when I banned Z-moves. It's also kind of insane just how early you get Scald. That's the thing I noticed with this game. This game gives you a lot of the powerful TMs early on. Well, powerful's not the right word, but I'm just so used to games being like, oh, your first TM, like in Fire Red, your first TMs are Rock Tomb, Bullet Seed, Thief, Snatch. But in this game, it's like Work Up, Brick Break, Scald, Hidden Power. Also, I do want to give an update to, oh, I gotta go down. Oh, an update to the Rogue Mega Rush speedruns. I thought I was the only person planning and, like, running the category, but apparently I was wrong. Someone else had apparently been doing runs. I think they finished with them. I never knew, and I still cannot find their VODs or anything like that, but I've seen screenshots of their PBs. This one person has been getting like a real time of around 35 minutes, in-game time like 18.5 minutes, and I don't know how he did it. Like, I'm still trying to message him asking for like a VOD or video, or at least give me his team, because I have apparently been thinking about the Rogue Mega Rush all wrong. I'm quite confident it does use the Gourgeist Annihilate strat, but I think he did use other kinds of Pokemon, so I really want to know what his team was. Dude, where's Scald? I think it's the next one down. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is going to be annoying. I did originally say that I didn't want to do the run if it would come down to the cheese strat, but after thinking about it some more, at the same time, like, speedruns are always known for doing cheesy strats. They just do whatever strat ends up being the fastest. So, if I can figure out what that guy did, maybe make some changes in testing of my own, I can get a competitive time, but he never even uploaded the run to the leaderboard. This is what infuriates me with some speedrunners. Like, they will get a PB/record, And they just never put it on the leaderboard. They're just too lazy to do it. Like, if I ever get a personal best, even if it's not one I'm proud of, I will put it on the leaderboard, because guess what? It's great for archival reasons. But, like, I really want to know what the guy did. He might be cheating. I don't think he's cheating. He's a pretty well-regarded runner. But the runs were streamed because there is a Twitch chat on his overlay. Okay, this is actually annoying. Well, I did not expect that. Good thing I healed here. What do I do? Did I just get unlucky? One thing I will say, though, the guy's in-game time is definitely extremely freaking low. But I just really want to know what he did. Like, I DM'd the guy and he hasn't responded. Okay, at least that's a better teammate. Can Scald burn water types? I think it should. Hey, Poke Guy. You like Harry... Oh, I liked the Harry Potter movies. I actually read the books before watching the movies. That was on purpose, too. Because I read the first 2 books, and I enjoyed it so much, so I watched the movies. I'm like, you know what? I'll read the 3rd book, and then I'll reward myself by watching the movie. Then I can point out where all the differences are. Yeah, I definitely did get unlucky there. But I did look at the guy's split file, because he uploaded his splits to some sort of split website. There were definitely some of those Rogue Megas where he beat them in under a minute in game time. Body Slam. Get rid of Ancient Power. No, hold on, Ancient Power. Get rid of Water Pulse. He's not Spider Pig anymore, he's Harry Plopper. Oh my god, that scene. Like, I really do want to do a ZA stream on Saturday, just because we canceled the Crystal Backport that day because Steve's on vacation. It does sound like Annihilate strats, but I don't think that's his entire team. Because I'm quite confident going all Annihilates in one Gorgeist. I don't think that's the entire team. Because I did have a small conversation with Shenanigans. He mentioned that he personally believes that having all Annihilates isn't the most optimal thing. There's probably other Pokemon that are used. But, like, I legitimately cannot find this guy's VODs. Or videos. Or so much as his team build. John, I had a blackout to the water trial. The Wishy-Washy did not cooperate that well. Yeah, the Alomomola. Honestly, that's one fight. Arguably, Hidden Power Grass might be the way to go. You read it in 4 languages. Nice. Yeah, I'm holding Mystic Water. Yep, the Gen 1 Hypno. I pretty much just get rest almost every time. It takes hardly any effort to get it. Alright, I was thinking of getting Rock Tomb, but I'm actually going to skip it. I would like Bulldoze for the Mimikyu, though. I mean, Bulldoze I can just buy in a shop. You know, theoretically, I could have done a little bit of training here. But I don't think Kyogre needs it. Whoops. Okay, that was an accident. We need 25. You're right. Yeah, this will be way quicker than, what was the last Pokemon we did that needed this training? Guzzlord. Hey, N1, what would be the range on Hidden Power Ice against Lurantis at level 23? I'm not going to go directly to 25. I think I'll stop at 23. I can get the rest of it off trainers. Level 23, 59% chance to 2-hit with Expert Belt. I'm fine with those odds. So I think, yeah, I'm done fighting Marowak. I'll fight the Hiker now. Alright, so I should end up at level 24 by the time I get to Lurantis. Oh, you know what? Do I still have Aquatail? Dang it, I don't. Aquatail would have been the great candidate for that Salazzle. But on the bright side, since I let it summon something first, I can get 6 Speed EVs instead of 4. Level 24, 92% chance to 2-hit. Okay, yeah, that's way better. You know what's funny? You know how Sun and Moon, when you just go into that tunnel, you just pop out the other side? Apparently, from what I just remembered, I saw this online, the Ultra Games actually added that tunnel. You can actually walk through the tunnel. But yeah, I should heal the poison. Shouldn't I? I actually can't. This is concerning. Uh-oh. Okay. That was cutting it close. Yeah, Masters, I just made a community post about this before the stream. Because that Archipelago randomizer on Thursday took over 11 hours to finish, I had no time to finish editing. So as soon as the stream ends, I'll get back to work on editing it. I'm hoping the video will come out tomorrow. At most, I just gotta delay it by 1 day. Like, I expected that stream to take like maybe 7 hours, 8 at the most. I did not expect the stream to take almost 12. It was legitimately one of the worst randomizers I had ever done in my life. The luck was just so bad. Like, everything was just locked in the worst places. And not only that, the spots that were in the worst places lead up to checks that are also in other very bad places. It's true, we might end up with 25 anyway. Which would be a good thing. Between 6 to 9 hours. Okay, 9 hours would be a more realistic expectation, but I did not expect the stream to take that long. It legitimately took like 10 hours and 20 minutes for a single game to finish, which was nuts. Alright, I'm gonna need to say no. Yep, 24. Dude, I'm so close. Alright, so I think 24 is like a 90-something% chance to two-shot. It's pretty likely. Got it. You have made a mistake, my friend. There you go. John, it's not that bad, dude. It just goes from a guarantee to like a 92% chance. I would have had to get super unlucky to miss that range. I wanted to see the almighty Bidoof. I know. My plan was to... I would finish the stream. It'd be like 7 p.m. my time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish now. But then by the time I finished, it was like past 10 p.m. I went and picked up Protect just in case. That 24 was enough to force a second Solar Blade under the rain. Yeah, I noticed it went for it again. I'm sure because it detected a one-shot. You know what? Sure. It had a 1 in 16 odds of Oko going you after that first one. Really? Hmm. Okay, again, like 12 speed EVs. Oh, John, check this out. You can just go behind the cop. I don't know if you knew that, but I just found that out last week. Okay, I don't need any of the TMs here. Yeah, I just found that out last week. I just started the legendary hunt in Arceus, where you go collect the plates before the devil caught Heatran. Need Bulldoze? Oh, that's where Bulldoze is? I could have swore Bulldoze was in Mali City. Is Bulldoze in Coney Coney? Because if so, I'll go back and get it. It is in Mali? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the only TMs of noteworthy in Coney Coney are Low Sweep, Bulk Up, Shadow Claw, and Double Team. You know what? I don't even think I need to save here. No, that's ridiculous. I should. At least equip a Cherry Berry. Now let's go. I'm gonna use a Body Slam first, just to use up its Sturdy. So that way it doesn't go for a potion. Oh, it was a super potion anyway. Oh, forgot to mark the 2 heads. Okay, that is definitely the fastest I've ever beaten Olivia. I think my previous fastest was like 53 minutes. I think that was with Zekrom. But Zekrom didn't do any attack training in the early game, which I really think it should have. But who knows, maybe it didn't, because I didn't allow Z-moves at the time either. I don't know, we'll see next year when Zekrom gets its re-rank. I always went Ancient Power in case of the caboose, but yeah, Body Slam. I mean, no matter what, just do a tiny, tiny bit of chip damage. I've been trying to learn that because Shadow Stitch was trying to teach me that lesson. Don't go for the most powerful move until you knock it out. He'll burn through the opponent will burn through all of their potions. Yeah, Solgaleo lost 5 minutes in Akala. Yeah, yeah, I think when the original 7 get their re-rank, Solgaleo will probably be a top contender for a re-rank. Because it deserved a better time than that. Like, granted, most of my runs are going to make some sort of major screw-up because the Sun and Moon games are very difficult to run. But at the same time, Solgaleo is an incredibly good Pokemon. It should not have had noob mistakes like that. I will say, if what happened with Solgaleo happens with Lunala, I would have just accepted it, because Lunala is a bad run anyway. When you do the re-rank for the 7, will it be public member only? I actually don't know. I might make it a stream, because they'll essentially be new first playthroughs, because I'll be playing them with a different rule set. But I don't know, it's too early for that. I told myself that I won't do those till next year. For this year in Sun and Moon, anything I run is only going to have one attempt. Often second run can be worse due to not seeing the bad ones due to luck. Yeah, that's happened to me before. But all I'm saying is, for those original 7, they did not have access to Z-moves, and my knowledge was so bad. Like, I do wonder how much better Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem can do if I allowed them to use Z-moves. Like, how would Reshiram benefit from, like, the Fire Z or the Normalium Z? Because didn't all the Unova Dragons get workup? Z workup would benefit Zekrom so much. Alright guys, do you think Hao's gonna get a win in on me? Nope. That Raichu did do a lot. No workup? Huh, I could have swore they did. Uh-oh. Wow. Dude, his Brionne is a special tank. My goodness. Anyway, I need 1 Bulldoze. I might need some potions. Hey, John, do you think it'd be a good idea to get the Damp Rock? Because I remember someone else initially suggested it. If we hold on to it for some fights, we can make the rain last for 8 turns instead of 5. But do you think it'll be worth it? Part of me is thinking it isn't, though. I don't know. I'm still going to go get the rocks anyway to sell for money. Yeah, I'll get them, but I'll keep the Damp Rock. For Kukui, you might want to use Shell Bell or Cherry Berry. I've actually already used up 1 Cherry Berry, but I might be able to get another one, or at least a Lumberry. Oh yeah, Chesto for Olivia for sure. I'm pretty sure that has Water Absorb, so I better use Body Slam. Alright, I'm going to skip getting the EV reducing berries here for now. From now on, I'm only going to get those later on. Like, if I reach my vitamin threshold and I'm a tiny bit short in 1 stat, then I will go get some. But I'm just going to skip it on my first time through, because I think that's the most optimal way to play. You got new AirPods today? Nice. Should I start recording ASMR? I'm just kidding. I won't stoop that low. I literally do not understand the hype of ASMR. One time I got one of those YouTube ads that, for some reason, the person recording it recorded it as an ASMR, and it made me uncomfortable the entire time. Some people use that stuff to go to sleep too. Like, it's disturbing. It like tickles like your neck when you like listen to it, and like shivers down your spine. If you don't know what it means, look up ASMR on YouTube. It's a bunch of people basically whispering into the mic, like a centimeter away from their mouth. Sometimes their lips are touching the mic, and they do noises like tapping on wood and stuff. And like, I don't know, sliding coins together close to the mic. Like that kind of stuff. Oh well, I didn't need that, scarf anyway. Scott's put me to sleep with the TV on. Well, Scott's isn't it. That's not ASMR. Calcium. Yeah, just get the rest in calcium. That's a nightmare for my autism. I didn't realize the autism would have something to do with it. Oh, I did forget to heal, so I am at 91 HP out of 110. I don't think that'll be a big deal. I mean, I can always black out. This is going to be insane, though. We're going to get a sub-hour Volt split. I think you needed the Water EMZ. Did I? Maybe. I don't remember anything about that. Oh well, if we die here, we'll just take a blackout. This was your first? Alright, let's try. Yeah. The nutrient of the day, calcium. Okay, it's not the nutrient of the day. It's the vitamin of the day. Dude, I forgot to... Damn it. I am dumb. Oh, charge special defense, huh? Yeah. Whoops. Okay, don't do that mistake again. Do not do that mistake again. Alright. Wow, that was so close. Hey, N1, did you want to run that range? Hey, still sub-hour electric split. I know, I'll get the candy. Calm down. I'm sure it's not necessary, but I'm still getting protect. You just do not want that thing to hit you with first impression. Your boy Gozma. Why delete Ancient Power over Body Slam? Ancient Power is weaker. I mean, I plan to get rid of Body Slam soon anyway. Good for that bug. I mean, I already beat the bug. Water bug. Who are you talking about? Yeah, Torkoal. I actually read something about this earlier today. If two Pokemon with weather abilities come out at the same time, like Groudon versus Kyogre, the weather that stays up is the weather of the slower Pokemon. Because the ordering at what abilities get activated actually depend on speed. For the most part, at least with the weather setting ones. Golisopod? Dude, I don't really care about that Golisopod. That Golisopod's pretty garbage. You can just protect turn 1 as he sets up a Swords Dance. Like, trust me, I'm not worried about it. Okay, so before the Ghost Trial, I will need to teach Bulldoze in the place of Protect. Then we're going to have to Bulldoze turn 1. And I believe the answer was to use a Waterium Z. Yeah, we'll still need Waterium Z for the Mimikyu. And yeah, right now we have 88 speed. So, yeah, the Mimikyu after +1 is 136, I believe. Would be dope if they scaled it. I do understand why they're not scaled, because some of the fights would just look incredibly awkward. Like, I know why they have to scale it, because if you have, like, a tiny Joltik versus a giant Wailord, and you can barely see much of anything because the Wailord is just too big, and the Joltik you can't even see, I understand why it has to scale so they're both of a similar size. Like, I do get that. I know it technically doesn't make sense, but in terms of gameplay-wise, it makes sense to want to be able to see them both. I mean, yes, it does look silly, but what would you say looks worse? Like a Kyogre being scaled to this size, or like in battle, the Kyogre takes up almost the entire camera, and you'd have to zoom out so far. Like, what would look worse? One thing I will say though, sometimes the scaling is really bad. Like, for example, the scaling for the following Pokemon mechanic in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The way they scaled those Pokemon is really bad. The scaling was just horrible. I mean, Heart Gold Soul Silver got it right. Alright, Bulldoze turn 1. It just turned 1 Mimic like an idiot. Low level. John, I don't have the 20% boost. There we go. Maybe, I haven't played those games yet. But with Heart Gold Soul Silver, at least the sprites are bigger. Even though they still take up one tile, they still made the sprite visibly bigger. Maybe try a different angle. We're now in 3D after all. Okay, one thing I will say, Legends ZA actually, I think Legends Arceus as well, the Legends games get the scaling spot on. Like, Kyogre is incredibly massive in ZA, and so is its primal form. But you know what I've noticed? Like, whenever I use something like Primal Kyogre or Mega Metagross, especially their, like, Alpha Mega Metagross, they are so enormous, you literally cannot load them on camera. Like, you're wandering around the battle zone, and they're following you, and you'd have to, like, zoom your camera out so far to just barely see it before it fades out because you're too close to it. I guess one way around it would be to have the camera go out further, but I had it out as far as possible. But I mean, I understand for the 3DS titles why they had to be scaled. Like, to be smaller. Don't forget the air balloon. Why would we need that? For Hapu? Do we really need it, though? John, do you think we need the air balloon? Yeah, that's one of the problems with the scaling. Like, at the same time, it is accurate. Some of the Pokemon are so big, they literally cannot go through fence gates. But is that really the game's fault or the Pokemon's fault? Because if you think about it, some of the Pokemon are so big, they literally cannot fit. Honestly, it's more realistic that way. It's annoying, but realistic. Lumberry, nice. That was a pretty good berry pile. Alright, I'm gonna skip these trainers here. We wouldn't if it wasn't for Gastrodon. You have Calm Mind and Blizzard, maybe Shell Bell. Yeah, it's the Pokemon's fault, exactly. Maybe Snorlax shouldn't have eaten so much. I mean, for Pokemon games, going forward, I expect them, if anything, to look more like Pal World. Okay, Pal World is not as good of a game as people say it looks. It just looks like an average anime-based game to me. Like, they don't need to copy their graphics. Why didn't I just delete Hidden Power? Like, I'm sure the new Pokemon games will look good. I'm sure they'll look incredible, because they're going to be Switch 2 exclusives. Because the problem that Legends ZA had going for it is it had to work on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. That was its problem. It was not a Switch 2 exclusive. If it was a Switch 2 exclusive, I think it would have looked a lot better. Because I'm sure they wanted to prioritize performance. Which is why the games performed really good, even on the Switch 1. At least way better than how Scarlet and Violet performed. Initially. I mean, from images I've seen, Pal World just looks more like Scarlet and Violet on Switch 2, just with, like, less, like, color, if that makes sense. Dang it. Snorlax shouldn't have turned alpha. Yeah, it got the extra large fries. Dang it. Should have waited. Alright, I'm gonna need to teach Protect over Hidden Power. At least Wimpod gives speed. That's true. You know, I'm still waiting for the day where... I'm still waiting for the day where the Bug Move Z Crystal will actually be useful for something. But the thing is, Bug offensively is just terrible. Yeah, John, this is the reason I didn't need Rock Moves. See? Protect. Andy wastes a turn with Swords Dance. You know what, though? I think I will grab the air balloon, though. I have to beat Nanu first, right? Yeah, I have to beat Nanu first. Because it would make the setup more free, so I will get it. Because with the air balloon, it's going to attempt to go for Sucker Punch because we resist Iron Head, so it'll allow us to get the setup for free. Potentially Buzzwole could use it. Oh yeah, it'll use Sandstorm first to get rid of the water. The rain, but that's fine. Because we have Calm Mind. One Calm Mind essentially gives us the 50% boost back. Because since the rain gives water moves a 50% boost, one Calm Mind is a 50% boost, so it'll cancel out the rain. What level do we get Calm Mind? 50. We might need to use candies before Nanu. Not Nanu, Hapu. All Mind's a TM? Right. It's on Pawnee Island. We'll need to buy it there too. No. I was actually thinking of getting an Adrenaline Orb, but I don't think it's necessary. Man, I'm gonna need a lot of money. Protect Fake Out. And, okay, that was a 30% chance hit yourself. Seriously? Uh-oh. Yeah, that didn't go too well, did it? Okay, I'm getting the Adrenaline Orb. Dude, the word Adrenaline Orb barely fits on the overlay. This is in the slow level up group, yes. There we go. That Adrenaline Orb gives us +1 in our speed. Oh, you've got to be kidding. The rain ran out. Okay, we're good. The rain ran out right as I got here. That sucks. Okay, now I think the correct answer is going to be Shell Bell. I mean, there was really nothing we could have done about the fake outs. They were going to happen regardless. That's how I feel when EX Rain runs out on Paseo Towers 430. You know, I should know from your username, you're always going to bring up Pokemon Masters EX. I actually tried to get into that game. I don't know what it was about it. Like, the way the whole battle system worked, I don't know, it just wasn't me. Are there any XP charms? The Lucky Egg is only available in the post-game, and obviously there's no wild chances. If you played around with Pokemon Refresh, you could give your Pokemon a bunch of jelly beans and give them a 20% experience boost, which is permanent. I do not allow that in my rule set, though. So I think it would be boring to just immediately give all your Pokemon a 20% boost to just help negate the effects of no trainer boosted XP. So I think having to deal with it is just part of the game. Like, I understand the whole Pokemon Refresh thing is part of the game, like it's built in. But it's also the reason for, like, Gen 6, I don't allow Super Training. Because theoretically, for a bad Pokemon, you could just use Super Training to get all your EVs in. I just feel like for a solo run, that wouldn't be entertaining. Like, why fight things to get EVs? Or buy vitamins, when you can just play around with a punching bag and a soccer ball? I mean, your username is Pokemon Masters EX is fun. It's pretty much why I just call you Masters. Let me get a burn. Nice. One shot. No shortcuts, I like it, lol. Oh yeah, you copied Drizzle. Let me know how that works for you. Eh. Oh, whoops. Time waste. Dude, I really wish you could get Surf in this game. Reset for the time waste. We need 9 more of those. No, we don't. I'm actually kind of curious, like, if I were to run Zygarde in this game, should I allow the use of the Zygarde Cube? And honestly, part of me thinks... I don't know. It would be a fascinating run, though. Like, you would start off with Zygarde 10%, and if you wanted the 50%, you have to pick up the things to unlock it, but you'll never unlock 100%. I don't know. I always consider, when doing a Pokemon with alternate forms, just whatever their default form is. And I've always come to the assumption that its 50% form is its default form. Like, I don't think Zygarde's default form is 10% or 100%. I'm quite confident it's 50%. Because most media depicts it in its 50% form. If I were to do this game with Zygarde, it would just be its 50% form. Dude. How just hit me with... Wait, no, regular Sparkling Aria hits everybody. Never mind. Well, oh, who's it gonna hit? Okay. Whenever How's Primarina in this fight specifically uses Hydro Vortex, there is a chance he will hit you instead of the opponent. Because Sparkling Aria normally is a move that can hit everybody. But no, it did hit me, but that was with regular Sparkling Aria. Regular Sparkling Aria hits everybody on the field. So that's kind of expected. But actually, wasn't it with Guzzlord? It was something recent. Something recently. How did use Hydro Vortex, and he did aim it at me. He tried to pull a Berry's Munchlax on me. I mean, John, I'm sure it'll auto-hit you, but the one time recently it did hit me, there was another Pokemon on the field. I don't think I have... Oh, yeah, I still have Protect. Nice. Okay, I'm actually quite lucky for that burn. This was actually kind of scary. You know what? This might have been a fight where I should have used the Damp Rock. I don't remember if you get healed here, but I'm just going to do this. You know, I'm glad I don't speedrun this game. I think you'll lose because Clefable's too tanky. Probably. I like how this guy says, doo-doo-doo. Mystical Fire? Oh, dude. Magic Guard. Okay. Dude, I think metronoming Mystical Fire was so bad. Oh, there's no way I'm killing this thing. I surprisingly made it far. Why are these cutscenes better than the ones in ZA? I think it's a whole thing of, what's it called? Like, quality of the console, because I mean, there were 3DS games and there were 3DS games that had voice acting, but I think it was because in this game, like, I think it's because the text bubbles were, like, they were big and they pop out. So, like, because on your small screen, you'd always be reading. But when you play a game on the big screen and the text boxes are pretty small and they look bland, you'd expect some speaking. It's also, like, during those cutscenes where, like, there's no text box. It's just, like, the text just appears at the bottom, like, during the whole ZA President Jet, like, professor introduction speech kind of thing. That was one of the cutscenes that really should have had voice acting. Like, if you were to only have voice acting in, like, 5 different spots in that game, that should have been one of them. Because seeing a scene that looks like that without voice acting looks incredibly awkward. I mean, most of the game when you're just like playing regularly and you're just talking to people, like with these little text bubbles here, like there doesn't need to be voice acting there. But like in the cutscenes that looks like they do, at least have them for those. I mean, the Zelda series got that right. Like in Breath of the Wild, for example, the only spots with voice acting were the cutscenes, like talking to people didn't have voice acting in it. Like the Team Yell concert? Yeah, like that. Like the cutscenes should at least have voice acting. I just hope Pokemon brings in voice acting one of these days, because they're pretty dang behind on that aspect. Okay, what do I need? I need Calm Mind, Blizzard, and dude, that cost almost all my money. Yeah, they really should have started with the Switch games on voice acting. I don't know why they're so behind on it. Maybe they just don't want to pay for it. Which would make sense for a company like them. I don't think I should teach Blizzard right now. Animations are better too, like the graphics are, but ZA hardly had any animation in their cutscenes. The only real critique was the animations in the cutscenes. Yeah, the cutscenes were incredibly awkward without voice acting, because it was at that point where it looks like it should. Like, I understand not having voice acting for 90% of the game, but for the 10% that really needed it, it should get it. But otherwise, it just looks bad. They've had that problem since Gen 8. I'm just hoping Gen 10, they finally see the way and actually have some sort of voice acting. Okay, this is a small pile. Oh no, oh no, there's always a Pokemon in here. Okay. Wakan. Yeah, I mean, granted, Mario 64 was very basic. It was more like, I mean, I wouldn't really consider that voice acting, though. Like, that's kind of like how in, like, ooh, Wakan, nice. That'd be the equivalent in, like, Ocarina of Time's voice acting is just Link going, yeah, hiya. Like, do you really count that as voice acting? It technically is, but that's not what people think of when it comes to voice acting. I still call it so long, Gay Bowser. It's literally what it sounds like. Dude, oh, Pecha Berry, nice. Made it look low budget. I'm sure it wasn't, but still. The games were low budget. The game itself was estimated to cost around 13 million USD. I mean, that's still a decent sized budget, but for a franchise that big, they can definitely get away with a bigger budget for sure. But I also would like to say at the same time, bigger budget does not always mean good game. Like, they can definitely, like, two things can be true at once. Like, they can get away with spending a little bit more, add some more stuff to it. Like, I think adding voice acting for some parts would probably double the budget. They could get away with that, for sure. But then again, there are a lot of games on, like, the Xbox and PlayStation that people say suck, but those games had, like, $100 million budget. Like, in fact, GTA 6 is predicted to have a $2 billion budget. I missed a rare candy? Oh, whoops. I mean, there should be a balance. Like, yes, they should be spending a little more money on their games, but then again, bigger budget doesn't always mean better game. And besides, there's always the possibility that they could triple their budget and most of it just goes to pointless, like, advertising. I wonder if their ZA budget included advertising. I actually don't know. I think the advertising was handled through Nintendo, though. I think Nintendo paid for the advertising. But yeah, it's the Pokemon Company specifically that really likes to stay behind the times on some of their games. Like, by the time they add in a new feature to their series, like voice acting or like some other thing, like other Nintendo games had been doing it for years. Like, Nintendo's a lot better at keeping up with, like, the times, but the Pokemon Company, not as much. I mean, they were able to get away with it for the longest time because their games were on underperforming handhelds. Like, they didn't have a main series Pokemon game on the Wii. They had a side game on the Wii, but they didn't have a main series on the Wii. Don't get more Speed EVs? 124. Yeah, I should go get some. Yeah, I'll need to go back to the Zubat, the normal trial cave, and just go fight, like, 30 wild encounters. Well, my EV grand total is still pretty low. Does anyone want to add up my my total EVs? I was taking a glance at this. It looks like I'm a little over 300. Oh yeah, Diglett Tunnel too, yeah. $430. Oh wow, I'm actually cutting it kind of close then. Yeah, I think before I fight Hapu, I'll go to Diglett's Tunnel and go fight some wild Pokemon. It was also pretty funny that that Pokemon's commercial during the Super Bowl cost more money than the entirety of ZA, which was that was actually kind of funny. I mean, I don't think it was the Pokemon company that paid for that ad. I'm pretty sure it was Nintendo. It was Nintendo of America that paid for that ad. So, like, not the same people. At the same time, that should give a realization, like, you're probably underspending a little bit. Like, I think a bunch of the rough patches that ZA had could easily have been fixed with a slightly higher budget. Like, I don't know who sets their budgets. Probably upper management. It's probably, yeah, it's most likely the upper management who never even play games. They don't even know what a Game Boy is. Like, I don't think it's the people who make the game who are setting the budgets. Like, I'm sure all those people are doing their best. Yeah, just remember, like, don't take it out on the people making the game. It's never the people, like, doing the coding that decide budgets. Like, they're told, hey, you gotta stick to this budget and release it by this deadline. I mean, I do agree. They should spend a little more than that. I mean, ZA was definitely on the lower side, too. From what I've heard, Scarlet and Violet's budget was like $18 million. But we all remember how that worked when it launched. I mean, it runs really good now, but that's only because of the Switch 2. Okay, let's go to Diglett's Tunnel now. Why did I use that repel? I don't think there's a way for me to consistently get SOS training. I think I'm just gonna have to train here for like 5 minutes. I know Generation 10 has had a lot of leaks surrounding it. I don't like to acknowledge any of those leaks exist because most leaks end up being fake, and even if they end up being real, I don't want to be spoiled. But I do know of one supposed leak that said that the games are going to have a budget of probably up to 25 million. If that's true, at least that's a step in the right direction. But then again, like I've always said, like like, obviously a higher budget can make a better game, but it doesn't mean it's guaranteed a better game. Like, the money would have to be spent wisely. Wait, does Diglett have sturdy? Oh, I could have swore they had sturdy. Speaking of which, Pokemon Day is in 2 weeks. You guys have any, I guess not what you think is going to be predicted. Any of you guys have any, like, personal, like, wishes? Like, stuff that you really want them to announce? Like, even if you know there's a high chance it won't happen. I think mine would be a remaster of Pokemon Conquest. Or number 2, a remake of Sky. I don't think they'll happen, but I'd be extremely happy if they did happen. I know a lot of people online. Yeah, the Classic Collection. Dude, people have been predicting Classic Collections for years, and it never once happened. And right now on X, so many people are predicting specifically Fire Red and Leaf Green. Specifically those 2 games are going to get cartridges for the Switch too. They're doubling their coding staff. I don't know. Those credits are pretty big. I mean, I don't know how big their coding staff is. But I don't think it's a coding staff that's the problem. Well, I mean, having a bigger staff does create bigger budget anyway. I would just like them to spend more money on the games. I mean, I was wishing for them to spend more time on the games, which ZA definitely held up to that because the game was delayed. I mean, supposedly because they wanted it to release at the same time as the Switch 2, but I'm sure during that time they did some like tune-ups to the game because the games at the start did run a lot better. Very small and overworked. I mean, that's most traditional Japanese workplaces. Dude, this is the thing people don't know about Japanese work culture. They've effectively normalized you working insane overtime hours for very little pay and you hardly see your family. Like, Japan is not very friendly with workers' rights over there. I mean, they don't participate in, like, slavery like China does, but it's kind of like work slavery, if that makes sense. Plus, I don't think Japan even has unions at all. Funnily enough, I'm sure if that exact same game was made in America instead of in Japan, its budget would have been tripled, all because of worker practices and wages. Oh, I didn't get air balloon. I like the artistic side. I mean, ZA does look great. I know people complain about the buildings, but come on, who cares? They're just buildings. And besides, the reason the textures are flat is because they wanted it to run smooth on the Switch 1. Because there were actually beta maps that were leaked that showed that originally they were going to be fully 3D'd. But I'm willing to bet they had to flatten them to make it run better on Switch 1. So I think it being a dual release kind of held it back. Okay, anything else? Nope. I mean, air balloon might not be needed, but it's definitely safer. Sky's, Ice Beam. But also, I was happy with Mystery Dungeon DX, and I'm hoping for Sky. And if it doesn't happen, I won't care as much. But Dynamax, I think Champions is going to have every regional gimmick. I think Pokemon is aiming for Pokemon Champions to be their new, like, all-in-one, like, competitive battling game. So instead of just always doing whatever the newest game is, just have everything in champions. I don't think they're going to have like Z moves versus Dynamax. I think it'll depend on the seasons. So I'm sure they'll have seasoned battles. I don't know exactly how they'll do it. Also, it's actually really funny that this guy gets the sun up just because his Torkoal is slow. Okay, is Lily still out here? Thanks. But yeah, that Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team remake was so good. I actually would not mind if they made Generation 10 with those graphics. I'm sure some people would hate it, but I would actually think it looked good. Shell Bell put on. Okay. Yeah, looking at this Pokemon is not getting sub 2 hours. Oh, you spoil sport. We still need 9 Speed EVs. You're right. I mean, let's see. I'm waiting till I reach the EV threshold. Am I gonna die? Okay, no, this guy's an idiot. He used Flash Cannon. You know what? Yeah, I should fight these Dugtrios. Oh, my EVs are full. Hold on. Yeah, go get the berries now. Okay, yeah, now I am going to go get those EV reducing berries. But yeah, I only need 9 more speed EVs, but I'm already full, so we just need 1 berry. Alright, I'll take any berry that isn't special attack or speed. I'll take any of the other ones. Greepa, Tomato, Hondu. Special attack, speed, special... You know what? I'll take 1 for special defense. Okay, let's go back to Diglett's Tunnel. I voted 205 to 210. I think that might be appropriate. Dude, quit using repels. But yeah, saving getting EV reducing berries for last. Go back and fight Dugtrios instead. Right. That would be a better idea. When did Dugtrio get a wig? 2016. Wait. Dude? John? Alolan Dugtrio give attack. Well, it's a good thing I got another... It's a good thing I have another berry. Thanks a lot, John. You gotta remember, like, there are entire evolution lines that change the EVs they give when they evolve. It's fine, John. I have another Grappa Berry. I can just use that if I reach the limit again. Yeah, these things still give speed. There we go. There we go. 156 EVs exactly. So all we need is level 66. That kind of explains why it's difficult to EV train. Yep. Don't use repels, level up in the wild? No. I'm already close to the level I want anyway. You know what, let's give a visit to Chuck. You know she was optional? You gotta dodge her properly. I mean, there's 11 rare candies total in this game. So if I need 66 for the champion, that's 55. So right now I need to gain 6 levels, but that's essentially from here to the champion. I can gain that many levels from here to the champion. No, that one guy is not going to make a difference. These people have multiple more Pokemon. Besides, John, if I need to, I can always black out on the rival. I mean, you've said it yourself. Blacking out on How is one of the better options of training. Did I not use my PP Max? No, I did not. Cursed Body. Awesome. Well, I was going to use Thunder anyway. Oh, fun fact. That Cloyster used Protect to block Thunder. Here's a fun fact. In Diamond and Pearl only, in the rain, Thunder has a 30% chance to bypass Protect. Because those games are buggy. Okay, so we'll go for one Calm Mind. Didn't even go for Protect anyway. Oh. That was actually kind of close. That was actually my last repel. I'm actually out of repels. It didn't give me the yes and no text box. You don't need them till after Gladion. True. But it means I have to go buy some. So when will Scott do Groudon versus Kyogre? In Emerald? I don't know. I don't have the sneak peeks into his schedule. You can buy full restores at the same time. I always end up buying full restores at the top of the mountain, but I guess this time I'll have to buy them at the bottom. Okay, so what do I need here? I think shell... Yeah, keep the shell bell. +3 minimum. Actually, I think N1 said that if I just do plus... Oh, that was +2 with the Z move. Fury attack. Wait, burn? Did it lose its ability? I thought it couldn't get burned. I thought status conditions... Oh, right, I can burn it. It just won't do chip damage. Right. The burn just does nothing. Easy. I like how we're a special attacker, but we have more attack EVs. The attack was partly my fault. Blame this guy. Blame this guy. Yeah, that way. That's the direction of YouTube chat. Blame him. He's sabotaging his own run. I mean, I think this is on track to beat Solgaleo. But to be fair, I think if Solgaleo gets its re-rank, I actually do believe, if both of these Pokemon got second runs, I still think Solgaleo would barely come out on top. Because Kyogre does have all the weather wasting its time. And the Solgaleo didn't have to worry about speed as much because of its defensive steel typing. So yeah, I'm not going to do blackout training here. Oh, I should have used Ice Beam. I'm going to do it on the rival. Wow, that was actually really close. Actually, here's the thing. We're 53. Do you guys think we're a good enough level for the Elite Four itself? Like Kahili, Acerola, Olivia, Hala. Do you really think we need to use rare candies before them? Can't we just rely on them to give us the levels we need? Yes, if you use the candies now. You know what? You know what? No, I'm not. I don't think 64 to 66 is reasonable on the Elite Four, including how. It might get me like 1.5 levels. Because I am in the slow group. If I was in a different group, then maybe. Oh. Well then. Okay, let's use the candies. Where are they? Oh, 12 candies. Hold on. Where did the 12th candy come from? I thought we only had 11 candies in this game. I guess I was wrong. I guess it's 12. Okay, I think we should do Kahili first, then Acerola, Olivia, and Hala. Yeah, Chestoberry for Olivia. We're still not going to outspeed her Crobat, but to be fair, almost nothing can outspeed that Crobat. I only lost 3 HP for that whole fight. 66. Ice Beam. Wow, that thing actually survived an Ice Beam. Okay, you know what? I really should have had the Damp Rock. No, it's probably not necessary. No, I don't think so. I'm still one-shotting these things. Okay, Chesto Berry for Olivia. Maybe Expert Belt? Expert Belt's not gonna matter here because two of her Pokemon have Sturdy. I think just one Calm Mind will do. Alright, Ice Beam. Okay, that does too much. Just go for Scald. Okay, yeah, 65 to 67 for the champion is feasible. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. You meant for Acerola. Oh. It didn't end up mattering anyway. What's our held item here? I'll just go Warium Z. Does anyone remember what our held item is for Kukui? Nothing? Okay. Shell Bell? Okay. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. I ran out of moves. Interesting. Does Hydro Vortex take up a PP? Oh, it does. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, it was the Wakan Berry. That's what it was. Okay, I only lost this fight because I didn't manage my Scald PP. That was the only reason I lost. That was player imposed. Wow, that was double player imposed. I never even used the PP max. Dude, okay, yeah, that was completely my fault. I got a PP max in the Pawnee Canyon. Yeah, this was definitely player imposed. Okay. Wakan Berry. Alright, do we need any Calm Minds? I think just one. Oh, it just Thunderwaved anyway. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Yeah, I'm being outsped. I'm being outsped. Okay. It was... I think the one Calm Mind made it not use Thunderbolt, so... I think our answer is Lumberry. Uh-oh. Tailwind. Oh, it didn't use Tailwind. Never mind, it must have been something else. Uh-oh. Wow, okay. I think we might want rest. Get rid of Ice Beam. And I think instead I'm actually going to hold the Damp Rock. Not instead of Thunder. I'm going to get rid of Ice Beam. Okay. So what I'm going to do on the Magnezone is I'll just get to the Braviary and just use Rest. And the Damp Rock should make it last a few more turns, because I was having Thunder misses on those birds. John, what did I tell you about being bossy? Alright, I'm gonna rest here. Oh wait, I can't rest if HP is full. Okay, now I can rest. I might need to rest again. Really? Fuck. Okay, yeah, Damp Rock wasn't the answer. I think we should go Lumberry. Wait, I don't think I have... Oh, Chestoberry. Yeah, Resto Chesto is gonna have to be the way to go. Because if I'm using Rest, then Damp Rock doesn't matter. Nice. I know I should use 2 Calm Minds, I just don't want to use 2 of them on Lycanroc. Oh my god. Okay, this is getting retarded. I've been paralyzed so many times. 25% chance my ass. Dude, that's the worst feeling of all when you're actively trying to use Rest and you're like, oh, I'm paralyzed. I can't close my eyes because I don't know how. I mean, I'm holding a Chestoberry. I don't have the Lumberry anymore. I used it. Incineroar. I already used the Lumberry. There we go. Dude, this is just like Red Snorlax. Dude. I was paralyzed twice. In a row. Oh, it's down there. That's where it was. Dude, paralyzed twice in a row. This is insanely unlucky. Interesting, it didn't activate Sturdy. I mean, I will try 2 Calm Minds, but not on the Lycanroc. Well, John, the reason I don't want to do that is because I worry if my health is too low, even with the Calm Minds, it's going to go for Thunderbolt. Because it went for Thunder Wave because I was at full health. 21103. Because the thing is, if it hits me with 2 Stone Edges, My health might be too low for it to think, you know what? I would go for Thunder Wave, but nah, I'm going to go Thunderbolt. Like, N1 near the start actually did the math, or it was halfway during the run, I don't remember when, but he said, if I get hit with 2 Stone Edges, a Thunderbolt at +2 Calm Mind cannot let me live. I would just straight up die. So that's the reason I didn't want to set up 2 Calm Minds. If I had to set up 2 Calm Minds on the Lycanroc, I would need a Stone Edge miss. Yep, long-ass credits. Gotta wait like 10 minutes just to even check the game time. It was at +1 with less special defense EVs. I mean, still though, at the same time, that Kukui's fight was so unlucky. You guys saw, right, how many times I was getting paralyzed? There were 2 separate times I was paralyzed and couldn't use rest. You know, to get rid of my paralysis. My god. Yeah, 3 separate times I couldn't use rest. It was nuts. But yeah, this did definitely get first place, for sure, by over 4 minutes and... by around 4 minutes and 33 seconds. It did beat Solgaleo's first run. I still think, though, Solgaleo could get a time similar to this. I mean, Kyogre's time here wasn't really because of player... well, there was definitely a bit of player error. By that I mean John error, because he told me Doug Trio Alola gave speed EVs, not attack EVs. But still, that was Kyogre's main problem. Like, it needed the speed. Just a little bit of extra speed. I don't think Solgaleo needed the extra speed. I don't think it did. I think just buying vitamins was enough. Plus, with how great its defensive typing was, it didn't really have to worry about it. Still, though, I think if both Pokemon got second playthroughs, Kyogre and Solgaleo, I still personally believe Solgaleo would come out on top. Because it won't have the weather. Oh yeah, you're right, Solgaleo had 97 base speed. With the plus speed nature, all I needed was Carbos. I didn't have to do any Zubat or Diglett training. Kyogre had to do a little bit. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, level 67 with 7 resets. Real time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 3 seconds. With a game time of to be determined. Alright, so if we just take a look at this run as is. Yeah, see there? What would you do different for Kyogre? Honestly, I don't think I would have done anything differently. I think what I would have done differently is just play better. You think this will be sub 9? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. This will definitely be sub 9. Sub 9 in-game time is quite hard to achieve for most Pokemon. Not buying Blizzard. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that was like such a minor thing. And you know what? If I'm not really... I think I could have gotten away with the Lycanroc outspeeding, because it would have hit me with one Stone Edge. I would have done no setup at all, and make it directly to the Snorlax. And then the Snorlax, I would have a bit of damage taken on me. And we did... But hold on, though. I don't know for sure if it would go for Thunderbolt after being hit with one Stone Edge. Because while, yes, in this run, I would get hit with Stone Edge and the Magnezone would hit me with Thunderbolt, the problem was I had +1 to my special defense. I actually kind of wonder if it's faster to just set up one Calm Mind, and just out of the 2 Stone Edges, you just have to hope for one miss. I don't know though, because I think being more efficient with speed. Actually, I know Hidden Power Ice was greatly needed. You know what we should have done? I think John can agree with me on this. Here's the biggest change we could have made. We should have gone Hidden Power Poison. That would have given us a 2-shot solution on the Lurantis, and we could have used it for training on Zubats. Because we could at least get the Zubats weak enough to where we could do some consistent SOS chaining. We would have only need to do it for like 2.5 minutes at most, and we would have had our speed. I think that's the biggest change, is doing Hidden Power Poison. Anyway, our game time is 8 hours and 29 minutes. That is nuts. Brick Break? Yeah, you're right. Brick Break's better. That would allow us to do it earlier too. So I think in that cave, if we had just done Speed EV training until we get to 60? Yeah, at least to 60 Speed EVs, and then we're done, we'd be all set in stone. The thing is, like, it would be... The problem is, though, it would be Actually, here's the thing. Because if we did early Zubat training to, like, 60 Speed EVs, and then by the time we get to the Hakanali Observatory, what if we had, like, 90 Speed EVs? We'd be tempted into buying a Carbos, and then we'd be at 100 again, so, like, literally nothing changed. That would be the problem with... Like, I think if we were to do early Zubat training, it would need to be to a higher number. Like, maybe to like 80 or something. So I probably would have had to do SOS training for like 4 minutes. Yeah, potentially 4 minutes of training. Just do it after. Yeah, but the problem is, though, would we be a high enough level to where Brick Break could one-shot? I mean, John, the Guzma fights weren't really that hard. The final one was cutting it close, yeah, but... Dude, the Golisopod's a joke. I think what I should have done for the final Guzma fight is just hold the Damp Rock. I think if I had had the rain up a bit more, it would have been good. Dude, Guzma does not 4 times resist water. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by, everyone. I do appreciate it. I will potentially do a stream tomorrow, and I'm going to try to get the Bidoof video out tomorrow, but it's 8:37, so I may not. Oh, we're talking about Zubat. Oh, okay. I don't know, though, because Kyogre still has, like, what, 90 attack? And if we were, like... Wow. It could be level 40? Wait a minute. No, N1. That's against a level 20 Zubat. What about against, like, a level 10 Zubat? Like, in the Verdant Cavern? What about those Zubats? Unless you're looking at... You're probably looking at Diglett's Tunnel Zubats. Okay, then in that case... That would be the better place. Not Diglett's Cave, that's in Kanto. Diglett's Tunnel is Alola. Wait, Diglett's Cave? Hold on. No, Diglett's Cave is in Kanto. Alola is Diglett's Tunnel. I was correct. You guys were gaslighting me. Nice try. Level 40 hidden power poison, 75% chance to Oko. What about Brick Break? Oh, you just did Brick Break. 75% chance to Oko versus a 0.4% chance to 2-hit. Honestly, hidden power poison might have been better because we want the Zubat to be in red health. But doing the Brick Breaks, we would have had to hit it twice. So I still think hidden power poison is better. Mandela effect. Well, it's not a Mandela effect. There's two places. One's Diglett's Cave and one's Diglett's Tunnel. John, it's not shorter to say Diglett Cave because that's just straight up wrong. Diglett's Cave is in Kanto. Like, they're two different locations. Anyway, I'm just being a smartass at this point. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get the Bidoof video done. I'll do some editing tonight, but not too much. I'll do the rest of the editing tomorrow, though, for sure. But anyway, I'll see you all later. Hopefully delays with those videos shouldn't happen again. The only reason the delays even happened with Bidoof was literally because that Archipelago randomizer was over 11 hours long. If it was like 7.5 hours long, I would have had it finished.